By late April 1945, Nazi Germany was militarily defeated. Allied armies advanced from the west. The Soviet Red Army encircled and entered Berlin from the east. Supply lines were broken, major cities lay in ruins, and German command structures had largely collapsed. Hitler's promises of victory had no material basis. The war was over in practice, even if some leaders kept fighting. In the bunker, Hitler's health and mental condition had deteriorated. Eyewitnesses reported tremors, slurred speech at times, dependence on medications, and growing paranoia. Cut off from reliable military information, he issued orders to units that no longer existed. His inner circle shrank to a few loyalists, and he increasingly spoke of betrayal and humiliation rather than practical options for surrender or escape. Two events sharpened Hitler's resolve. First, Heinrich Himmler, head of the SS, sought secret negotiations with the Western Allies in April 1945, an act Hitler viewed as treason. Second, the brutal capture and public lynching of Italy's former dictator Benito Mussolini on April 28 made the prospect of humiliation very real. Hitler feared being captured alive, paraded, or executed, especially by the Soviets, who were the closest forces and whom he feared most. On April 29, 1945, Hitler married Eva Braun in a small bunker ceremony. The next day, he dictated his political testament and gave final instructions. That afternoon, after testing a cyanide capsule on his dog Blondie, Hitler and Eva retired to his private study. According to multiple eyewitness reports from bunker staff, Eva Braun ingested cyanide. Hitler shot himself. Their bodies were carried upstairs, doused with petrol, and partially burned in the Chancellery Garden on Hitler's orders, to prevent their corpses from being displayed. Hitler's suicide was motivated by several intersecting factors: the undeniable military defeat, personal paranoia and isolation, the perception of betrayal by his closest subordinates, and above all, a fear of capture and public humiliation. Importantly, it was not an act of remorse. In his final writings, he continued to blame others and justify his ideology. He chose death to avoid trial, accountability, and the end of the narrative he had created. Hitler's death closed the life of a man who orchestrated mass murder in World War, but it did not erase responsibility or the consequences of his actions. Understanding why he ended his life helps historians explain the final collapse of the Third Reich and the urgent need for justice and memory after 1945. If this was helpful, like and subscribe for more factual history explainers.